Another week of March just passed, my friends, and the first quarter of the year is coming towards the end. And as usual, AI news are just coming out without being called. The week Jensen Huang unveiled a 7-chip AI factory and declared $1 trillion in orders. Anthropic's Pentagon case revealed the government was nearly aligned before cutting ties. OpenAI merged everything into a superapp while its flagship data center died, and MiniMax shipped the first self-evolving agent model. So, let's get into it. Jensen Huang's 2-hour GTC keynote on March 16th was the most consequential hardware announcement of the year. 7 new chips, a new computing platform, and a claim that purchase orders through 2027 will reach $1 trillion. Vera Rubin. The successor to Blackwell is in production now. Each Rubin GPU packs 336 billion transistors, 288 gigabytes of HBM4, and 22 terabytes per second memory bandwidth, delivering 50 petaflops of inference per chip. The Vera Rubin NVL72 rack integrates 72 Rubin GPUs and 36 Vera CPUs into a single liquid-cooled unit. 3.6 exaflops of FP for inference compute with 20.7 terabytes of HBM4. This is designed from the ground up for inference and agentic workloads, not training, a clear signal about where NVIDIA sees demand shifting. Groq 3 LPU, the first chip from NVIDIA's $20 billion Groq acquisition, completed December 2025. The Groq 3 language processing unit carries 500 megabytes of on-die SRAM and 150 terabytes per second bandwidth, purpose-built for token generation. The Groq 3 LPX rack holds 256 LPUs and sits alongside the Vera Rubin system. NVIDIA now offers both GPU-based and LPU-based inference at rack scale, expected to ship Q3. OpenClaw, the open-source agent framework created by Peter Steinberger that became the fastest-growing GitHub repo in history, 250,000-plus stars, surpassing React and Linux, got its enterprise moment at GTC. NVIDIA announced NemoClaw, essentially OpenClaw with enterprise-grade safety belts. The NVIDIA OpenShell runtime sandboxes every network request, file access, and inference call behind declarative policy, while Nemotron models provide local inference. This could be huge for OpenClaw community since security has been one of its major concerns that has been never less hot. NemoClaw runs on DGX Station, DGX Spark, or any dedicated platform, always-on autonomous agents with privacy and security guardrails baked in. Some other announcements include Nemotron 3, Nano, Super, Ultra, the most efficient open model family for agentic AI, with Nano delivering 4 times throughput over Nemotron 2, Cosmos 2 for physical simulation, Groq 2 for humanoid robotics, and Alpha Mayo for autonomous vehicles rounded out the open-source releases. Also, Uber will deploy NVIDIA Drive AV across 28 cities on 4 continents by 2028. Nissan, BYD, Geely, Isuzu, and Hyundai are building Level 4 autonomous vehicles on NVIDIA's Drive Hyperion program. The Anthropic Pentagon saga, which we've covered for the last 2 weeks, took its most dramatic turn yet. On March 20th, Anthropic filed 2 sworn declarations ahead of the March 24th hearing, and the most striking detail was a timeline contradiction. On March 4th, the day after the Pentagon finalized its supply chain risk designation, Undersecretary Michael emailed Dario Amodei saying the 2 sides were very close on the exact issues, autonomous weapons, mass surveillance, that the government now cites as evidence Anthropic is a national security threat. The next day, Michael posted on X that there was no active negotiation. A week later, he told CNBC there was no chance of renewed talks. The amicus briefs kept piling up. Nearly 150 retired federal and state judges, appointed by both Republican and Democratic presidents, filed in support. Catholic ethicists filed separately, arguing church teaching supports Anthropic's position on autonomous weapons. Tech industry groups with existing Pentagon contracts called for a pause on the designation. And the earlier filings from former national security officials and OpenAI Google DeepMind employees remain on the record. OpenAI made 3 moves this week that together signal a strategic pivot toward consolidation. The superapp. OpenAI plans to merge ChatGPT, Codex, and its Atlas browser into a single desktop application, targeting coding and business productivity. The internal framing is blunt. OpenAI's applications chief described the current moment as a wake-up call and told employees they couldn't afford side quests. Astral acquisition. On March 19th, OpenAI announced the acquisition of Astral, the team behind UV, Ruff, and Thai, some of the most widely used open-source Python developer tools. The plan is to integrate Astral's tooling directly into Codex. For anyone in the Python ecosystem, this is significant. Ruff has become the default linter formatter for many projects. Headcount doubling. The Financial Times reported OpenAI plans to grow from 4,500 to 8,000 employees by year-end, with hires concentrated in product, engineering, research, and sales. The pressure is so high, now as Anthropic captures 73% of first-time enterprise AI spending, according to ramp data, while just 5 weeks ago, it was a 50-50 between them. But OpenAI's Stargate project lost its centerpiece this week. Oracle and OpenAI scrapped plans to expand the flagship Abilene, Texas data center campus, a facility that would have consumed over a gigawatt of power and cost an estimated $30 billion. Such an ambition is simply gone. While GTC dominated headlines, Google shipped Gemini 3.1 Pro, and the numbers deserve attention. The headline, a verified 77.1% on ARC-AGI-2, a benchmark that evaluates ability to solve entirely novel logic patterns. Google claims more than double the reasoning performance of Gemini 3 Pro. The upgraded Deep Think mode now achieves gold medal level results on the written sections of the 2025 International Physics and Chemistry Olympiads. Gemini 3.1 Pro is available via AI Studio, Vertex AI, Gemini CLI, and Android Studio, with higher limits for Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers. Perplexity launched Computer for Enterprise at its Ask 2026 Developer Conference, and the positioning is aggressive, directly targeting Microsoft Copilot and Salesforce. The product orchestrates 20 AI models across 400-plus enterprise app integrations: Gmail, Outlook, GitHub, Linear, Slack, Notion, Snowflake, Databricks, Salesforce. Employees query at Computer directly in Slack channels, with conversations continuing in Perplexity's web or mobile interface. The company claims that in internal testing of 16,000-plus queries, the system completed an estimated 3.25 years of work in 4 weeks. MiniMax launched M2.7 on March 18th, and the headline feature connects directly to the GTC story above. This is the first production model that deeply participated in its own evolution. The self-evolution pipeline has 3 core modules: short-term memory, self-feedback, and self-optimization. During training, M2.7 autonomously ran over 100 rounds of scaffold optimization on the OpenClaw framework, the same agent orchestration layer NVIDIA launched at GTC, achieving a 30% performance improvement on internal evaluations without human intervention. MiniMax claims the model can perform 30 to 50% of the reinforcement learning research workflow autonomously and other competitive scores across various benchmarks. Okay, that's all that we think should be highlighted for last week. I am sure more exciting AI news will keep coming non-stop. And as always, cheers from the Artificial team. Have a great week ahead, friends!